Today we're going to show you a couple things I've noticed with my M11, a couple add-ons I've done to it, and a couple fixes that I'm going to currently try, and I'm going to go out to the range and sample them out. So first thing we're going to do, make sure it's unloaded, mags are unloaded, and this piece here that's going to attach the two mags together, it's actually off of my MP5, and I'm going to try it on the Mac 11. Seems to work okay. We'll give it a whirl, see how it goes. Next thing here, make sure that's open and clear. Alright, so one of the first things I noticed is this spring here that typically goes in your M11 and holds your trigger pin and your sear pin in place. This thing has always gotten loose on me and my pins start to walk out while I'm out on the range. So it's supposed to wrap right here on this guy and then go up to there. So what I've done differently is I actually installed hair clip pins in both of those locations, and you can kind of see them in right there. And since I've done this, those pins have never come loose and they've never walked out. It's not ideally what I want, but it does work quite a bit better. The other thing I've done is I've actually just stacked two playing cards in the back just to take up some of the gap. Otherwise the upper and lower receivers, even on some of my Malaysias, it's pretty sloppy back there, and I like my fitment to be as tight as possible, so I just stuck some in there as shims. You don't have to do that, but I seem to like that. The other thing here too, one piece you can buy is this insert here, and it kind of clips in right through that pin there, and that helps with taking up additional space and not having gases blow back in your face. The only thing I had to do is I had to recontour it and taper it down because my Max 1115 would not fit, because normally this goes straight out. And there's I have the IRM model, internal recoil mechanism, and for it to work on this I had to taper that, so that way I can leave it in. I don't have to constantly keep taking parts in and out. The other thing I did is I bought the stock adapter for the AR-15, and it basically just slides right in the bottom of the receiver. Tighten up that screw right there, so if you loosen that screw, this will pull right out of the back, but it's rock solid. On the bolt, let's see here, I finally decided to achieve or attempt to go for 1400 RPM, and I put these VBS spacers in here. I put two in the stock bolt, have rubber buffer there. The other thing I've noticed is I use a light synthetic grease instead of oil. Oil burns off so fast. This grease seems to work great. It's actually easier to clean when you're done shooting, and it just lasts a lot longer. Otherwise you start running dry. Other than that, that's about it. But mainly I wanted to show you that I no longer use this spring. Almost every time I've gone out and I shoot around 800 to 1,000 rounds, this spring has already fallen out of its place, and I bought several brand new ones. For me, they're just not holding up. I just wanted to show you that you can do the hairpin clip. I just bought them at my hardware store. I think they're like 23 cents a piece. They don't interfere with anything. They're still easy to remove in the range. Another mod I did is I just removed my selector switch, and I just put a pin in place of it. So it's really just a trigger and a sear. That's it. So it's very simple, and obviously you got your safety here. So there's really nothing on the internals. So we're going out to the range. I'll show you what it's like to shoot at roughly 1400 RPM with these VBS spacers. These spacers come out really easy. You just pull that back. They fall right out. So you can change the rate of fire pretty fast, and there you're back to stock. One other thing I forgot to point out is I have been having issues. In some of my other videos I mentioned the extractors were giving me some issues. I did get a brazing torch, so I'm running MAP gas and oxygen. I did heat treat some of my extractors, and that does seem to be helping so far. I'm not a professional. I did it best I could, and I do have 2 other extractors I will be sending in to professionally get them done, get them heat treated. From what I can tell, stock extractors and then the Lage universal extractors are not heat treated. They're not tempered. So because I run a file over them and they do grab pretty good, and that's kind of a sign. If you have something heat treated, like let's say a punch or a drill bit, you try to run a file over it, it glides right over it. So once I did heat treat them, the file didn't grab as much, but it still grabbed a little more than I expected it to. So I'm guessing I haven't perfected it, but it does seem to be have a little bit more wear resistance. Other than that, I'm very happy with how things are progressing, and there'll be more videos to come.